Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Aptera Reboot. This episode is going to be a little bit different. This is one of those episodes where I kind of talk about some of the ideas that I've been thinking about for a while. So it's not going to be like a pre-written script or anything like that. So, if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. So I can figure out, which format works best. And so if you think that I'm on the right track, let me know. If you think that I'm missing something, let me know about that too. So I love comments. So guys, please leave the comments and I'll try to go over as many of them as possible. So what I've been thinking about is this. So if you take a look at the title for this episode, it's basically something to the effect of the best car for a Robotaxi is not a Tesla. And I've been thinking about this, and the reason why I say this is because, so if you take a look at the current rideshare model, most of the times there's only one passenger riding around so let's say Uber or Lyft. So if someone's taking an Uber or Lyft, 80% of the times they're in there by themselves. So it's just basically the driver and the passenger. Okay, so that's like 80% of the time. So if you factor the times that it's two passengers, it's probably, you're probably over 90% at that point. Okay, and for sure, 80% of the times, at least this was true as of 2019 as of 2019, that 80% of the times there's only one passenger in that car. So if Tesla can actually pull off what they're trying to do with Dojo and, actually build a car that actually can drive that's fully autonomous, then the type of car you're going to want to have for your Robotaxi service is going to be the type of car that fits the average rideshare passenger profile. Okay, so you want a car that only seats, maybe one or two passengers. Because that's what, again, assuming that they get this working 100%, okay, you'd want a car that only seats one or two passengers, and you're gonna want that car to be as aerodynamic as possible. Having a good range and having a solar recharge. So a car like Aptera, for instance, right? That car is not in a hurry to get recharged because it has fantastic range, and also the times between drives, it could just sit there and recharge itself. So basically, the times that that car would need to be charged would be fairly rare. The average Uber or Lyft driver, for instance, drives about, let's say, 150 to 300 miles, so somewhere in that range. But usually it's about that 150 range per day. So I know this because I've tried it out and I know firsthand what that's like. And I tried it out for a little while, and it's a tough life and it's not for me. But I wanted to understand it, and basically having a car that drives itself and be able to do that would be amazing. You're looking at a huge amount of savings as far as energy. The amount of times you need to be recharged at an actual stations would be minimal. And you're looking at the kind of car that already fits the rideshare profile, which is 80% of the times there's only one passenger in there. Okay, and then on the third thing that you're looking at is you're looking at the most aerodynamic car currently available or soon to be available. I recently caught an episode of Dr. Know-It-All where he's actually reviewing an episode of, this is going to get a little bit meta, all right? So stick with me here. So I was watching, I follow Dr. Know-It-All. I also follow Lex Friedman, but, I don't get his notifications as often. I guess the algorithms figure that there's specific things that I'm interested in, and so it doesn't notify me as much. Anyways, going back to it, I was watching Dr. Know-It-All, or giving his take on an interview with Lex Friedman and Jim Keller, who's a former Tesla employee. So he's worked with their neural network team, and right now he's looking at basically finding ways to help make hardware perform better for the software. So he's developing software to make hardware work better. I'm not an expert in neural nets, so I'm not gonna pretend to be able to say, yeah, I understood everything that they were talking about, but the gist of what I was getting essentially is this. Okay, Tesla's building Dojo, and what Dojo is what learns the details about the edge cases, the tough parts, like when you can't quite see a sign fully, or if you have weird markings on the road that the car doesn't quite recognize as a road rule. So let's say, for instance, a road has been repaved and the lines are going whichever directions, and the car can't figure out which one is the lane. And so Dojo is trying to figure out those little edge cases where weird things happen. Things like, having a box truck on his back, and so you're basically, the car's driving into white, and there's a conflict between what the sonar is telling it versus what its eyes are telling it. So what the cameras are telling it, because the camera's pretty much saying, hey, it's blue, a white sky in front of you, Okay, and then the sonar is saying, hey, there's an obstacle in front of you, so there comes a problem there, and basically that's why those types of crashes have happened in the past. This is what Dojo is looking to solve, is those kinds of weird edge cases. And so the idea would be that all of the processing really happens in Dojo, and Dojo sends the data out to the cars and says, hey, when you see these kinds of things, this is how you perform. So it gives them all the edge cases, or as much of it as it can, based on where they're driving. Elon Musk has been talking about releasing the latest beta version and making it available essentially to anyone who has already purchased full self-driving. All you would need to do is they're going to put a download button in your car. You just click on that download button and then you get it in. You agree to be careful with the thing because it's still a beta, and if you agree to that, then they'll allow you to use it. And so long as you're being careful. Being that Aptera is already trying to develop with a relationship with Tesla to use their supercharger networks and probably other parts as well. Okay, so being that they're already in talks with Tesla, and we're still in very, very early stages of production, okay, as far as for the Aptera. So making design changes to add more cameras wouldn't be an issue if Tesla would require, hey, we'll allow you guys to use our full self-driving system. But first, we need to see what an actual functioning car looks like from Aptera. We need to make sure it's safe. And on top of that, we need to make sure that, it's compatible with our system. I hope that's what's happening in the background, because like, as much as I love George Hotz and what he's doing at Comma AI, I think he's quite a few years behind Tesla, because Tesla just has so much data from being that they have already gathered from all the cars they've had on the road from all these years, from 2012 until now. So they have all this data, and basically Dojo can review the entire stack of data. Okay, I don't know how long it takes for it to actually be able to do that, but it could review the entire stack of data and find all these edge cases and find all the cases where accidents happen and see what it could have done to perform better in that situation. And basically sending that information, okay, so the edge cases where weird things happen, sending those back out to the cars and letting the cars, know, hey, be careful for these things. So if they can get that to work, and you already have Tesla already building the infrastructure for it, and you already have the perfect car to fit the Robotaxi network, I mean, it's tough. I mean, these are the kinds of things that I think about when I'm trying to figure out like how much to invest in Aptera. And it's like, I just feel like I don't have enough money to invest in Aptera, because if they can succeed at just bringing out the Aptera as they have it planned, so just a car with a solar charging that can go an unlimited amount of range so long as you stay within that, so somewhere between, let's say, 20 miles per day and 50 miles per day, somewhere in that range, you could essentially drive forever and never have to plug it in to charge it. So if they can actually just do that part of it, and the car is a safe car, and it's already going to be a high performer, because that part is like, as far as I can tell, it's done. So that's going to be a high performance car, and it's going to be, you don't need to put anything into it as far as energy, really, except for a few times a year. All right. And it fits a Robotaxi network. If Tesla can get this done, this is like the perfect car. And you basically, by the time Tesla starts producing their version of the car that they would want to fit that profile, Apteras would be rolling out on the road already. So if they already have these contracts in place with Tesla, they already have the relationships in place with Tesla. It would make, and again, Elon Musk has already mentioned that he's not planning to build a walled garden. He's planning on letting other OEMs participate in what they're trying to do at Tesla. And as far as I can tell, Steve and Chris are very much open with working with Tesla, which is a very genius thing to do, in my opinion. So it's just a matter of getting this vehicle to be a production-ready car and super safe, okay? If they as safe as they could possibly make it anyway, okay? Safer than the competitors for sure, okay? If they can do these things, in my opinion, what is cooking up at Aptera is something special, and I hope you participate in it. If you're interested in finding out more information, just go to the website. You can go to buyaptera.com, and that'll just take you to the website. You can review all the details that these guys have there. When they get to production, this car is going to fit so many. Right now, I think we're underestimating what the Aptera can do. Well, I'm not, but I think a lot of people are underestimating what the capabilities of Aptera are. And I suggest not thinking that way and looking at what these guys have to say about what they're trying to do with the vehicle, and take a look at the connections between what they're trying to do with Tesla. And that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Thank you so much. Again, go to buyaptera.com to find out more information. If you want to support me, you can go to patreon.com/Aptera Reboot. And whatever you want to give, I appreciate that. That'll be awesome. If not, the another way you can help support, you can go to the merch store. Check out the merch store at apterareboot.com. And also, most importantly, if you can't do any of those things, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Those things are extremely important. That's how YouTube knows that you guys are interested in what I have to say, and that other people might also want to hear about this. One more thing, please, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, check out Dr. Know-It-All's page, because he's the one that put me on to this interview with Lex Friedman, so that's important. So check out Dr. Know-It-All's YouTube channel, and then go check out this interview with Lex Friedman, because it was pretty cool, pretty eye-opening for me. And hopefully it helps you figure out what's going on within the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years, maybe sooner, maybe later. But there's a lot of really cool stuff happening right now, and it's a very good opportunity to. Let me stop right here and just say this is not financial advice, but this is just my personal opinion. I hope it was helpful. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.